Welcome back, Sebastian here. So time for my review for sprint qualifying for the 2024 Formula 1 Miami Grand Prix. So, interesting session, a bit of a mix-up in terms of the grid. It'll be interesting to see if the grid's a little bit different tomorrow, but nonetheless, I don't think the most exciting session overall. So, when sprint qualifying 1 got underway, Leclerc was the first driver on track, a driver desperately needing laps after he only set 3 timed laps in practice because of course he spun and then the clutch overheated. So Leclerc first out on track. Of course, everyone on medium tires to start sprint qualifying 1 because those are the required tires. Leclerc has a bit of a moment on his first flying lap at turn 8. After those first runs, Zhou, Sainz, Sargent, Hulkenberg and Albon were the drivers in the bottom 5. Magnussen was complaining about an impeding incident with the Sauber, and then Piastri almost has contact with Bottas at turn 1. Bottas, of course, new race engineer for this weekend, something that was suddenly decided midweek, it seems. And yeah, so a bit of a shock there for Bottas. Of course, it seems like communication might be a bit rusty between the two, given that Bottas should have known that Piastri was coming on a fast lap. When it's all said and done, after sprint qualifying 1, the 5 drivers in the bottom 5 were Albon, Gasly, Zhou, Bottas, and Sargent. And then we had McLaren 1-2 as well, which was a bit notable, I felt. Albon then got his lap deleted, so instead of being 16th, he dropped all the way to 20th. So Sargent, I guess, can say that he officially out-qualified Albon for the first time today. Moving into sprint qualifying 2, Ricciardo brushes the wall on the exit of turn 16 with 3:30 left. Hamilton, Ocon, Magnussen, Verstappen, and Tsunoda were the drivers in the bottom 5. However, Verstappen and Tsunoda had not set a timed lap yet. Hamilton was noted for a pit lane infringement, not sure what exactly that was. Perhaps we'll find out after the session. Hamilton then hits the wall, coming on the radio saying he hit his wall on his final timed lap, and he misses the cutoff for getting into sprint qualifying 3, and Russell does too. So you have a very unhappy Total Wolf sitting there in the garage, probably about to smash another pair of headphones, as his 2 drivers are both knocked out in qualifying Q2 basically. So the 5 drivers knocked out, so basically you have the 2 Mercedes, Russell ahead of Hamilton, and then Ocon, Magnussen, and Tsunoda. So into the final part of the session we go. Session gets started, and no cars come out on the track. Yes, that's what happened there. Drivers seems not having enough tires, not wanting to use an extra set of softs, would rather preserve those softs for the qualifying tomorrow or for the Grand Prix. So everyone goes out with 3:30 left in the session, so not a whole lot of time left. So basically you had several minutes that were effectively just pointless sitting in the garage. Verstappen sets a purple sector 1, purple sector 2. Paris, the first driver, set a really good time, 1:27.876. But Verstappen best that with a 1:27.641 momentarily, or a bit later. Leclerc goes second. McLaren's looking like they might be a threat for pole position after a really strong showing in sprint qualifying 1 and sprint qualifying 2. Seem to have a bit of issues with the soft tires, a lot slower. Both drivers much slower in sector 1. And yeah, so not really able to set a great lap time. And then we also had a really good session from Daniel Ricciardo. That new chassis seems to be working wonders for him as he qualified P4. So excellent session for Ricciardo, and hopefully this can lead to an improvement in form in the next couple races. So anyway, your grade for the sprint tomorrow morning. Verstappen on pole, Leclerc second, where we've seen that before. And then Paris third, Ricciardo fourth, Sainz fifth, sixth Piastri, 7th Stroll ahead of Alonso. Good session there by Stroll out qualifying Alonso. And then Norris 9th, Hulkenberg in 10th. Road on 10th and 11th we have the 2 Mercedes. 11th and 12th we have the 2 Mercedes. Russell ahead of Hamilton, and then 13th Ocon, 14th Magnussen, 15th Tsunoda, 16th Gasly, 17th Zhou, 18th Bottas, and then 2 Williams, Sargent ahead of Albon. So yeah, pretty normal session. Looking forward to the sprint. It'll be interesting to see what Ricciardo can do in the sprint tomorrow. See if he can pick up his first points of the year, of course. I think for the sprint, Verstappen will probably just drive off into the distance, and that will be the end of that. It'll be interesting to see if Leclerc can hold off Perez. I don't think he can, but again, that will be a fight to watch tomorrow morning. Then I think further down, it'll be interesting to see if Norris or either of the Mercedes are able to recover and get back into the points. And yeah, kind of after that, the sprint's too short to really make much of an impact, and most of these drivers aren't going to be able to compete for those points in the top 8. So there you go. There's my review of the sprint qualifying for the 2024 Miami Grand Prix. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.